Hi, this is Beth from Aunt Bee's Attic. Today I'm going to be working with the Cornucopia mold. I knew there had to be something else hiding in there, and then one day as I was looking at it, turning it around, I suddenly saw a pumpkin stem. So I knew I had to try it to try to fancy up one of the paper mache pumpkins that we've done projects like this before on. I cast all of the pieces using air dry clay, beginning with the large swirl. I knew that would become the main part of the top of the stem, and then I planned on using sections of that bottom basket weave part to come farther down the stem below the swirls. The first thing I needed was to reshape the pumpkin's existing stem so the molded pieces would fit properly. It was just too fat that I couldn't get them to go around it. So I did a little cutting and squeezing until I had a shape that could easily be hidden beneath the moldings. You'll see how much I had to trim this thing down and cut and tape. Yes, masking tape. I even use a craft stick in there to come out to help sturdy up the swirl part at the top. I figured if it was just sticking out there, especially if you're storing it, knowing me, I would have it broken off. I just tell you, be careful if you're doing like I do, because scissors across the tip of your finger don't feel too good, and neither does the knife. I make everybody nervous when I do these things. And I want to just say sorry for my voice. I have had this cold for weeks, and I'm starting to think this might be permanent. And yes, I had to cut the craft stick, or yeah, you know, like a popsicle stick. And of course, the favorite, Tite Bond Quick and Thick. Oh, and here I'm just cutting out a little bit of the back so that the stick can be inside the two pieces. They don't have to go around it. It'll let them come together better. This was a little tricky trying to get these pieces to come together. And still keep some of the design. So what I did is I just put little like slashes on it with my knife, just to sort of add a little bit, makes it look like, you know how stems have the veins coming up them. So once I had figured the stem out, I just started casting different pieces from the mold itself. I did swirls and mums and leaves. I was just trying to build a top around that pumpkin. If I cast a little too much, you just trim it back. Everything didn't always fit perfectly, but that's where layering helps. It actually helps to put some on top of the other so that when they shrink as they dry, you don't end up with a lot of big gaps. I did end up with a few that I had to cover, but sort of pushing them together and layering on top really helps with that process. I attached each piece with Tite Bond Quick and Thick, and once I began arranging the foliage around the stem, I was feeling more confident that I was going to be able to pull this look off. And I thought I was good until I came back the next day and all I could see was a turkey leg sitting on top of a pumpkin. So it was just too round at the end opposite the curl of the stem. So I layered up some more flowers on top of there. I even used just some clay pushed underneath to build it up a little bit. And I really like the way it turned out even better. So here I painted the whole thing white, just so everything would be the same color and it's easier to see the detail and if there's any spaces that are really missing a spot. I like the swirls, I think.
You know which one I like best? This one.
Yeah, it's sort of pretty, isn't it? I wasn't exactly sure which direction I was going to go with color, so I just pulled out blues, greens, and then gray to start as a base. I thought maybe I would be doing that, just gray, and then putting some others on. But as usual, your first idea doesn't turn out great, and you say, okay, let's just start playing. And first two colors I added in were Evergreen and Abyss. They blended with the gray in some areas. I let the green stay more and blue stay more. Sort of like how a pumpkin actually does. And then I needed some highlights and some low areas. So I also brought in another shade using Admiral Blue to add even more dimension. So with the first coat done on the bottom, I decided to start the stem by using an all-over coat of Black Pearl Luxe Metallic. It's nice and dark, but still has shimmer. And honestly, I really liked the way it looked already. So I was trying to decide if I needed to really add a regular metallic, say like gold or brass or copper or any of those, or if I was just going to try to find a way to have it almost be a two-tone black. I just wasn't sure. So before I finished the stem, I decided to go back down and do a little bit more work on the pumpkin itself, because the grooves were not quite dark enough to have it have the dimension that I thought it needed. So I decided to pull out Autumn Sage for some highlights maybe, and got Baltic black. It's not the blackest black. It's sort of almost a grayish black, a softer black, say. And then figured why not even try and put a little purple in there. And so I pulled out the purple haze. I put the paint on. I tried to thin it a little bit with water after I put some on. Then I decided I should thin it beforehand. But I never do the same in any two areas anyway, because it's not just a pattern that we're trying to do. We're trying to make it look natural. So put a little bit on, dab a little off, back and forth. And I feel like it ended up settling into the grooves nicely and created a good layered texture. It's really just giving a hint of the color over top of what you've already painted, not truly painting it a second time. Of course, the whole bottom needs to get dark, because how does a pumpkin grow? It sits in the dirt and grows. So the bottom's always a little darker, right? And yes, I use the same rag over and over again, because it sort of takes it off, plus leaves a little color on there. It's all just a process of playing. And it's paint. If it turns out terrible, just paint over it, right? So once the pumpkin was done, I returned to the stem. I decided copper was going to have the best pop. So I highlighted all the details. Just a fan brush, you put the paint on light and brush it over top so that you're just catching the tops of everything. And I instantly fell in love with it. Everything showed up like I wanted it to, and it was it. It was done. I have thought that maybe I should go back and do something to gloss up the body, the pumpkin itself, but I'm still not sure. I do like it the way it turned out. Anyhow, if you like this video, we'd love it if you'd comment, like, share, follow us if you're not already. Subscribe, I mean. But I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did making it. Thanks for watching.